Hey, what's up, you guys? Century Productions here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Green Goblin Build-A-Figure movie Spider-Man. This is Spider-Man from the Amazing Spider-Man 2. This is what his costume's going to look like. This is what he's going to look like, which is awesome. I mean, this is like the ideal Spider-Man suit, in my opinion. It's got that McFarlane kind of feel to it, and I'll compare him to the McFarlane Spidey here in a second. But, I mean, this is just a really nicely detailed, highly articulated figure. Definitely the Spider-Man we've been waiting for. And I'm just really glad that they came out with something like this now. They reintroduced these pieces of shoulder articulation, which I talked about in the last Spider-Man review. And I'm really glad they did that. Hopefully that follows onto some other figures because, Spider-Man is not the only, badass in the Marvel Universe that's going to need lots of articulation for some badass poses. But I am glad that they used it on this Spider-Man. So anyways, let's talk about this figure for a second. He came with the right arm of the Green Goblin Build-A-Figure. Comes with two sets of hands. As you can see, I kind of got him in this crouching motion right here with the two fists. This is usually my go-to Spider-Man pose, but a lot of the figures actually can't do this. There's only a select few. Glad this one can. But he comes with two sets of hands. The other ones are the web shooters, so I'm just going to kind of get him out of this pose so you guys get a better look. How tall he is, how bulky he is, what exactly he looks like. And these pieces of articulation, they fit together pretty well and they make him look pretty badass. Is a bit flimsy and there's a couple problems. I mean, let's start off with the paint. That's the first noticeable thing that you'll see. It's chipped right there. That came straight out of the package. But what you'll also notice is that all those lines for his costume are actually engraved in the figures. So it's like a win-lose. Paint scuffs, but it's really detailed. I mean, it really is detailed. But the bicep joints right here are kind of flimsy, so be careful when you're moving those around. I mean, I don't know what kind of plastic Hasbro uses, but way different from what Toy Biz used to use. They're just these figures can stand the test of time. I'm telling you, I'm not too sure Toy Biz figures can. But anyways, it comes with the web shooters. I'll just take one of his fists off and put on one of the web shooters just so you guys see what it looks like. Badass. Take a closer look at the sculpt. I mean, you can see it's really detailed. All these little lines and everything have been actually engraved into the figure, sculpted in, and you can even see on the suit, even though there is some manufacturer defects at the top right there, you can see that even on the blue there is engraved marks. It's all been sculpted in. It's just a work of art. This figure is really a work of art. And it really looks nice. I really like the head sculpt. One of the first things I look at when I see a figure is the head sculpt. And the minute I saw this one, I knew I was going to want it. It is a little bit smaller than what I would have hoped for, at least. But then again, that's your Spider-Man figure. And Hasbro kind of works on a smaller scale, it seems like, as far as the Star Wars figures have been going. But here, let me throw him back up against there. And let me get in McFarlane Spider-Man, which is the GOAT. This is my favorite Spider-Man figure of all time. Has to be. I bought this for like $8 at a comic book store like 3 years ago. Thing is like $7. I forget how much online it is, but it's ridiculous. You can see that McFarlane Spider-Man is a little bit taller than this Spider-Man right here, but they share the same shape. A little bit, as far as the costume goes, the costumes, I mean, they're almost identical, minus the eyes. The eyes have a very special little split to them at the top, and it seems like they kind of try to replicate that, but they probably, didn't want to go too hardcore as far as it being a specific McFarlane costume. They probably just took elements from, every Spider-Man costume that's come out. So that's pretty cool. You can see the resemblance there. I'm kind of glad they went with this costume. It's way better than the costume from the first movie, which I don't even know where that figure is because I probably threw it out. It was so bad. But let's jump to articulation really quickly. I'm sure you guys can already see what kind of pieces of articulation it has, but let's just go through it. Head goes up and down, side to side. You got the inside joints right here, which allow more motion right there, and then we got the joint at the top. And then, of course, we got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and then we go into the hand, which just has that one piece of articulation right there. But you could just see the sculpt. I mean, it's really nice. Even the Spidey symbols in gray. I mean, it's really, really nice looking figure. Go into the torso. We got some abdomen articulation. You can kind of see the inner workings of the figure right there too when you do that. Waist articulation. Go into the thighs. They've been using these cut joints a lot, at least more recently. Hasbro has, and that allows the figure to turn right here, go up and down, side to side. Go into the legs, double jointed legs. Go into the. I love how they cut the piece of articulation right there in between the costume. That's how it always should be done, in my opinion. That way it hides the articulation, and I'm a big fan of hiding the articulation, even though where it's needed, which is a good point. And then we go down to the foot, which goes front and back, and then of course we got the swivel, which is very crucial for some of the poses that you're going to be wanting to get Spider-Man in. So yeah, really cool figure. Real quick, I mean, the paint applications are on par as far as that may be some QC issues, but other than that, really nice looking figure. I'm really glad that they gave us another Spider-Man, and hopefully this movie cuts it, man. You know, the big problem with Spider-Man 3 for me was there was too much going on. There's too many villains. There's blah blah blah. You know, it seemed like they learned their mistake from the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. You know, one villain, blah blah blah, but. Seems like for the second movie, I mean, we got Rhino coming in, we got Electro, we got Green Goblin, we got Harry Osborn. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's other characters that have been announced that are going to be in it. I mean, I hope they don't make a Spider-Man 3 mistake. Don't do it to me again. Come on, I worked at a toy store where they played Spider-Man 3 non-stop. I kid you, non-stop for 6 months. I was a cashier. All I did was watch Spider-Man 3. It was cool at first, but after a while, you just start hating Tobey Maguire, let me tell you. Anyways, this is Century Productions. And get this figure at your local Toys R Us. I believe Target's also carrying them. I'm not sure about Walmart. I'm sure they'll start carrying them at some point. But yeah, I mean, the price point has always been a big problem as far as these figures go. But I mean, the further we go on, the more expensive these guys are going to be, but as long as they're still making them, we should be happy. So that's what's going on. Appreciate you guys watching, and make sure to have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Century Productions, peace.
The video is over. Subscribe, damn it.